South Jersey bad boys. South Jersey bad boys. South Jersey bad boys. Wow, that felt good. That felt like we
nice harmony.
Got back to an original classic.
We did. I've been seeing a singing coach, and we've kind of structured out the hymns and halls of the chords there. But I think
you usually go a little bit deeper, actually. So
yeah,
you could tell you're.
I'm trying to branch.
Progress.
I'm trying to branch out. I'm trying to do something a little different. You know, the baritone has always been my lane that I stay in. But you know how I do things. I drive outside.
You
the
know
lane.
how I do, girl.
You know how I do it. I sometimes drive on the median. You already know what I did. And
I sometimes get a DUI.
I sometimes get a DWI for driving on the wrong side of the shoulder.
Come on now, son.
Have you ever driven on the shoulder in the middle of the road along the median? Like, do you have the shoulder on the right? But then sometimes there's enough room to like park on the left middle median.
Yeah.
Yeah, like on 295, you tear through some of that grass in the middle.
Yeah. Have you ever done that where it's really dark out on the Black Horse Pike and there's that median that is on the left and you don't see it at first?
Oh, yes. I know where you're talking about.
Right by like Nicholson Road?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you find out real quick that it's there.
Driving in the dark is dangerous.
I had to drive in the dark the other day, and I feel like I'm 90 years old because I'm like, I can't really see the lanes anymore.
I know. Driving in the dark. It's a good Bruce Springsteen album.
I was going to say, it does sound like it could be an old Springsteen.
I was driving late in the evening, and I can't see motherfucking shit. I go up on the median. I hit a kid feeling the same way.
I ain't nothing but hammered.
Driving drunk with my boy Barack Obama.
In this fucking Jeep.
Listen to our failed podcast, motherfuckers.
We're all just driving drunk to the heart. Yeah. What's the name of that song? Dancing in the dark, but we're driving drunk in the dark.
Driving drunk in the dark.
Yeah, you got it. That's a daytime activity, especially when you're into your 30s.
I did Sonia's podcast.
Oh yes,
yeah, you did that as well too.
I did. Yep. Yeah.
But she was asking me about when Jack was conceived, and I think it was around the 4th of July. So I said something like I was like, I can't remember when, but we were banging on the 4th of July, and we were both like, that sounds like a Bruce Springsteen album. Banging on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Banging on the 4th of July.
That definitely, I can already see the music video. You're on the boards in Asbury Park with an American flag.
What's more patriotic than conceiving on the 4th?
The only thing more patriotic than conceiving on the 4th and writing a rock hit about it is having Bruce Springsteen get a DUI in a Jeep, which he did. I mean,
that guy is America.
He is America. And then that didn't stop him from getting a endorsement deal with Jeep for a Super Bowl commercial. Do you remember that?
No, but yeah, I'm not surprised by that. They don't give a fuck.
It was during when the Eagles were playing the Chiefs, and they had a Bruce Springsteen Jeep commercial when like 2 weeks prior he got a DUI.
Really?
And they still ran the commercial because Jeep was probably like, "Fuck, I mean, we're about $4 million in on this endorsement right now.
Come on down to Cherry Hill Nissan, Cherry Hill Jeep. We got to run that back, dude.
We got to do an updated version of that.
It was one of my favorite sketches that we've done, and it's like really did no numbers.
But it was the first one, not first one, but like first.
True.
It was like one of the first, and it was funny because you had the idea down, and I didn't see the guy you were mimicking until after the fact, and I was like, oh, this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I thought we were just being South Jersey scumbags, so I'm just out there in natural character. I mean, that
worked great.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should go to the same parking lot. It is still an abandoned vacant lot.
Yeah.
That's on the White Horse Pike at the old Newton Diner, right?
We should buy that lot. And do something, man.
Now, what do you think would be the best thing to do with a vacant lot on the White Horse Pike in South Jersey? Because, I mean, that's a prime location.
Yeah. Coming off the Black Horse Pike, what do you wish was there that they don't have, you know? That's what you got to think of.
Both the Black and the White Horse Pike both have the cream of the crop when it comes to businesses. You got Wawas. You got used car dealers.
A lot of tire stores.
For some reason, a lot of tires going down there.
Yeah, there's like Jiffy Lube. There is Mr. Goodyear.
Yeah.
Pep Boys.
There's AutoZones galore. You got those. Then you also have discount liquor stores. I have never been to a full price liquor store in my life because of the amount of Joe Canals.
Fuck no.
But then there's a lot of, you seen all the puffin pipes that are popping up everywhere?
Yeah, there's like a lot of them.
They're like
the head shops.
Yeah, head shops, puffin pipes, smoke and cigar. That's not a very creative name. It's just called smoke and cigar. They're often across the street from each other. But yeah, what is missing?
What's missing? What's the missing link?
Kickball field, adult kickball action.
Yeah, right onto the highway.
Hot dog stand. Yep.
Hot dog stand. We could do that.
We have room for a few hot dog stands.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that, business wise, you and I could probably handle, but maybe we should think bigger.
Bigger. I'm thinking topless juice bar.
Ooh.
Topless.
There's the missing link.
There it is. And I'm thinking juice bar like what you would get inside of a Planet Fitness or like a Royal Fitness for the hyper locals here.
I don't know if there's enough underage Asian women to hire for an establishment like that. Yeah, there always seem to be underage Asian women that are working at those topless juice bars. Not that I've ever been in one.
But if you were to go in one, you would picture there would be. You've heard from a lot of sources.
One time my uncle brought me and my cousins to one in California, and that seemed to be the demographic. Everyone that worked there was a very young Asian woman.
I think we could do some scouting, hold some interviews. I have a ZipRecruiter account. I think we can. Got a Black Friday deal on that. It was 50% off.
Of course you did.
Yeah. So now I just need a job.
Danny discounts.
Yeah, I got it. I was like, this is a great deal. 50% off of my first year on ZipRecruiter, but now I just need something to hire for. So this comes at a good time. Topless juice bar.
Topless juice bar. Imagine you on LinkedIn in a suit and tie. That's like owner and operator of Topless Juice Bar called Tits and Tito's.
I was thinking legs and eggs. We just go legs and eggs. Go. That's it. All we serve are scrambled eggs and
Tito's
topless.
And tits.
Tito's and tits.
You change your name officially to Tito Callahan.
It's from my mother's side. It's Tito Callahan. We're going to open in beautiful Mount Ephraim, New Jersey.
Well, they used to have 42 Exotic Showgirls. Was that on the Black Horse Pike?
I don't know about that one.
42 Exotic was the spot when we were young men. That was a strip club, which I was too young to go there at the time, but every time you would drive by, I remember like with my dad, I'd be like, what's that? He's like, nothing. 42 Exotic. They had a big sign. I don't know if it was on the Black Horse Pike.
Maybe 42 sounds like it would be right over there because Black Horse is closer to the 42.
It was near that area, but
I'll have to look. Any South Jersey historians out there, please pull up 42 Exotic is what it was called?
42 Exotic Showgirls. If you're from South Jersey, you know what I'm talking about.
Fuck. We're going to have to do a deep dive, a little history.
We'll pull it. You do one Google search, we'll pull it up right here.
Did it have a neon sign outside?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you cannot go into an establishment like that if they do not have a neon sign with at least one letter burnt out.
No, otherwise it's dangerous.
Yeah. It's not a place I would want to be caught dead in at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Got to be fully alive for that. But yeah, what are some other ideas? Strip club, obviously.
Yeah, strip club / topless
like a really
bar.
Disgusting rundown strip club, and that kind of fits there perfectly. But yeah, there's really not a whole lot that you can do that's not like a strip mall sort of store. No
matter what it is though, we're gonna have one of the wacky inflatable arm flailing tube men outside
for sure. Yeah I don't care if it's a doctor's office. It's like, come on, get your pap smear, and you have one of those things.
Yeah, we could open a fake casting agency and then just like try and submit stuff.
Yeah, all your ideas are revolving around some sort of pornography.
We're gonna come into a studio and it's just gonna be like green screen ceiling to floor, and I'm just going to be in there with a camera and be like, why don't you strike a few poses for me?
Yeah. I mean, once your name's officially Tito, it's you don't really have a choice.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like
you in a Hawaiian shirt,
unbuttoned. Though.
Name's Tito.
Tito, like the guy from Rocket Power.
Yes,
Uncle Tito.
Yep.
I'm Uncle Tito. I'm gonna oil myself up. Open Hawaiian shirt,
open chest.
You know what'd be a great business model in all seriousness is a gay bar. I mean, the amount of biz that those guys do.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any gay bars in South Jersey. I mean,
I couldn't name one, and I already got the name. It's going to be called the Toolbox.
There you go.
Yeah, got to go on down to the Toolbox, meet the fellas.
Yeah, what do you think is the best gay hangout for gay men We have a lot of gay men listeners of the pod.
We do. Demographics.
They're looking for, a new hangout. Maybe like Collingswood down that strip. It's super cute.
It is cute. There's a lot of people walking around with open wine bottles for the BYO aspect of it.
I'm wondering where the gay men hang, though. You would think you would know, but
I couldn't tell. I mean, I know where most of the just based on my Craigslist history, I could tell you like pinpoint where I've met them. But as far as like,
I'm talking about like real gay men that like are they dress well. They're a contributing member to society. They make your neighborhood nicer. Not those Craigslist guys that are fucking disgusting.
Yeah, they're ruining the industry.
Yeah, those closeted gay dudes on Craigslist, dude. Come out already, dude, and stop being a pervert.
Yeah, they just want a reason not to leave their wife, so they're just trying to do things very discreetly at the Wawa in Hamilton outside of the Red Box.
Per capita, I don't know if there is an area other than South Jersey that has more closeted gay men that are married. Like, if you're a gay man in South Jersey, you for sure have a wife and kids.
Yeah, that's pretty definite. That would definitely be, I could see coming out in a survey that was done.
Yeah,
I think maybe we can. Yeah, we got to do something shady like that of like getting some poll numbers and some surveys done. We can run like a fake tax center as well and just scam old people.
Yeah,
most of the ideas
you could
I
do
have
that from home though. You don't really need an office for that.
Yeah, you could work from home to do that one. Yeah, we're gonna have to feel free to send in your ideas for what business we're gonna get. How much do you think that lot's going for? About $40K, maybe.
I would guess 40 to 50K. Yeah.
Yeah, and we could both put that down like tomorrow if we.
They're just gonna put like a franchise, some sort of chain.
It's gonna open up a Royal Farms to start beef with Wawa down the street, or it's gonna be a fucking Long John Silver's or new Chick-fil-A or a Chipotle. But like,
if you put a cool business there, it just wouldn't really even fit. Like,
bowling alley. There we go.
That actually is not a bad idea.
A bowling alley or a car wash. Car wash.
There's so many car washes on the Black Horse Pike.
But we're going to be different. We're going to be different at this car wash.
Car wash.
Topless car wash. It's nothing but whores, both men and women, because we're an equal opportunity employer.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm going to be on ZipRecruiter hiring for my topless car wash. Why hasn't anybody instituted that? I mean, we definitely need... jugs, like whether they're plastic or middle-aged men tits, they're going to be rubbing on your Honda Accord.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be our slogan.
Yep. Yeah, horny horse.
Horny horse. We're going to work in like the horn of a car going in there. And
yeah, exactly. It's horny for, for the horns of the car. And then horse because that's who we're going to hire.
That's who was washing them. Yeah. It's for women that want to get out of the kitchen and do some washing elsewhere. This is not a work from home type of job.
Yeah. We really encourage our employees to be back in the office.
Yeah, back in the office. And by the office, we mean in some suds on the White Horse Pike.
Yeah, suds and duds.
Suds, that's a good name there. Our merch we would sell is a bumper sticker that says honk if you're horny.
Me and you with suds all over us. Just called Suds and Duds.
Yeah.
In blazers, no t-shirt underneath.
Yeah. That would work out so well. The bumper stickers for honk if you're horny with our little website on there for the car wash. We would put all of those like high school sports teams that try and do car washes to raise money. We would put them all out of business. Your volleyball team is going down.
Dude. Just had a good idea that we could put there. My brother actually came up with this idea.
Ooh.
So I'm trying to, the bowling alley struck up, like what's more fun ideas? I mean, obviously the strip club, we kind of started with that. Bowling alley, that's a good idea. Top golf, that might not be great because you're going to shoot it right onto the, you got the highway right there. There's really no room for it.
Yeah.
But my brother had this idea of a karaoke place, right? Mm-hmm. But you play with and this is trademark. We call trademark on this.
Yeah, we're calling it.
It's like the Top Golf of karaoke because what you do is you have a live band. You have different live bands playing in different rooms, and then you get to be the lead singer. But you have a live band behind you, so it's karaoke, but with a live band. So you come up to this band, they have the songs that they can play. Let's say "Total Eclipse of the Heart," just for
example's sake.
For example's sake. So they say, "Hey, we can play Total Eclipse of the Heart." I go into that room. I go, "Hit it, boys." I'm now the lead singer doing karaoke, but with a live band behind me.
Now, I am fully on board with this idea, by the way. There's number one, not enough karaoke spots in South Jersey. I did see the place you were talking about that was in Collingswood, I believe.
You bet your ass.
Owned by a few folks of Japanese descent.
Yep.
Nothing against the art of Japanese karaoke. However, us Americans do it a little differently. Now, my second question for you about this business idea. We all know that some great business ideas have come out of thin air and just struck at the right moment. Did this one come after drinking all day at your wedding and singing Total Eclipse of the Heart in front of a live band? It's not connected to the business idea at all, but is that where it spurred?
Well, the song itself, yeah. But no, my brother had this idea beforehand, and it made me think of it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He's going to be our COO. You can take the CEO, and I'll be the CDO, the Chief Dick Officer.
There we go.
Yeah, we come up with our own side. We like to have fun here at our businesses.
Yep.
We'll create an LLC, and we'll get it going. How awesome would that be, though, if you get to go up there and you feel like you're in a fucking band?
You get to be a lead singer for the day.
You get to be a lead singer for 4.5 minutes while some fucking Bonnie Tyler plays.
That's everyone's dream, to be able to fucking rock out. Just be a rock star for a minute.
And if you want to, it's painted on the door. You can rock out with your cock out. We don't have any problems with that.
Oh, yeah. Have your 4 inches of fame.
Yeah, have your 4 inches of fame, whether you're a man or a woman. We'll support it.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah, so I think you put that right on the Black Horse Pike. Mm-hmm. What's the name?
What's the name of the South Jersey karaoke
Kings.
Karaoke Kings. That's a good starting point.
Whatever business you and I are opening, it will be our face. We will be the face of the organization. In blazers, in actually our commercial that we did for local South Jersey car dealerships.
Half-done ties.
Half-done ties.
We're just going to be
fake
like
mustaches, even though you can grow one.
No, but it's going to look like a fucked up Pep Boys logo. You got Manny, Mo, and Larry, is it? Or is that the Three Stooges?
That's
I can't
the Three
tell.
Stooges,
Well, the Pep Boy guys, the one guy has a little fucking mustache on there. That's going to be, we're going to set up the logo like that.
Karaoke Kings, and it's just you and I, double thumbs up.
Yep. Although every night would be an open mic night, technically, wouldn't it? Anybody can come in.
Yeah, we don't have to be there every night because, we're just going to be cashing out.
We pay people for that.
Cash is king around.
Exactly.
Cash rules everything around me.
Yeah.
And, we'll hire some people. We'll hire some whores.
We'll have to get some shot girls in there, too. We'll have to, hit up Bacardi and see if they can send us a few girls from Pensauken.
We'll hit them up.
Yeah, but I think that sounds like a great idea. Now, revenue stream, is it going to be a door entry to get in? Is it a per song? Obviously, there's got to be a bar in there. Are we going to get a liquor license, or is this going to be under the table?
Maybe it is per song.
Mm-hmm.
And there's got to be a drink situation. So, we're going to have to get a liquor license. We're going to have to get a bar in there.
Yeah.
Can't really do BYOB without them shutting us down again.
Yeah, again. I think what we can do is we can hit up our fellow bad boy Bobby Menendez in the New Jersey Senate before he gets ousted, see if he can slide us a little liquor license across the table on his way out.
That's the least he could do.
That's the least he could do for all the promo we gave him on here with his gold bars from Egypt.
Yeah, that fucking son of a bitch hasn't done anything else in his time.
What are we paying taxes for? Yeah.
Speaking of BYOB situations.
Hell yeah.
Just had the re-up show.
Oh, yeah. What did you guys...
6th sold-out show.
It's the 6th in a row that was sold out at the Re-Up Fashion right there on the Haddon Avenue.
Great turnout, a lot of fun. It was a really, really good show this time. Just good vibes all around. Every single comic crushed. I'll tell you what, dude. I mean, every single comic crushed. I mean, everyone did so well. It was such a good show all the way through. Mm-hmm. Steve Bickle, I had close it out. He fucking murdered at a level that I have not seen.
Old Stevie Bicks?
Old Stevie Bicks, dude. He had me in tears.
Holy shit. What's Steve Bicklighter talking about these days?
He talks a lot about how much he hates his wife and kids, Taylor Swift. He starts out talking about how Wawa has pizza. But he makes me laugh so fucking hard, dude. And he hit a different frequency of killing that night. And I was just so happy to have him on and close it out and see, because I haven't worked with him a ton. It reminded me because I did a show with him like a month prior, and I'm like, dude, I fucking love working with Steve.
Yeah,
got to have you on my show. Luckily, he was available, but he fucking burned the bitch down, dude.
Now, there's a boy I haven't seen in quite a while. Yeah. I remember, I'm PA a decent bit, and then I remember he was doing his showcase show at Callahan's in South Philly.
Yeah, him and Lamisi, who was also on the show, who also crushed.
Yeah,
who was happy to have him on because he's going to be leaving and going to Austin at some point soon.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
Yeah.
Man.
But he was so funny. Did a ton of material that I haven't seen before, and it was great, dude. Audience was having a good time.
Hell yeah.
You know, sold out again.
Rock solid audience, rock hard performers. It sounds like
performers,
yeah.
yep.
How was that audience in there? Were they cooking? Any whores? Any hot women?
Oh, so I briefly mentioned this to you and wanted to bring this up. So you know how it is whenever I run the show. It's a sold out show, I know, going into it, but nobody will get there until minimum of like 7:45.
Yeah.
So it's the show starts today at 7:45. There's not a goddamn soul in there, and it's driving me crazy because I'm like, dude,
Because you need like 45 people is sold out, 50 max, right? Yeah.
And they all come at the same time, like 7:59.
Yeah.
But so there's a couple that came, on time, maybe like 7:30, 7:45, and they get there, and I don't recognize them at all, and I'm like, I wonder how, if they're Tara's friends, but like she didn't say hi to them, so I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I wonder how they heard about the show. I overhear it's a couple, probably like mid 30s or so, super nice, got to talk to them a little bit, but not talking about anything in particular. I overhear the guy, someone ask him like, oh, how'd you hear about the show? And he goes, I listen to South Jersey Bad Boys.
Oh, we had a bad boy.
Had a bad boy live in the flesh. And I overhear this. I go, excuse me. I'm sorry. What did you say? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm a fan of the podcast. I go, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And he's I completely forget his name because I was so shocked that he was a listener to the pod. So I apologize. Shout out to my man. I forget your name. Write in comment. I'll give you a proper shout out next time. But I do remember he is a fellow Audubon alumni.
Ooh.
Who, he's a fan of the pod, listens in, and came out to the show, had a great time. Couldn't fucking believe it. It was very, very cool to finally meet just a fan in the wild who actually bought a ticket, came out to a show. Yeah. The pod's growing, baby.
Yeah, it's nice to have. You love to see it.
Yeah, so shout out to my man. I apologize. I forget your name because I was just shocked.
I
was enamored by your performance.
And that's why it's so great seeing like people that either comment in, we've had a decent amount of them there. We get a lot of angry moms that are content about Little League sports, but every now and then there's a lot of very genuine stuff. And then being able to tie a face to the username in our YouTube comments section is awfully nice to have.
Yeah.
And I constantly will look at the analytics and see some demographics of it. It's about 90% men. So I think if we can just keep on getting the bad boys in there, they bring their bad wives with them, and we can just continue this ever-arching.
Yeah. At first, I was wondering the dynamic of those two because I'm like, I wonder how they heard about the show, and then I was wondering, I'm like, I wonder if like maybe the wife is friends with somebody that heard about it, or that's usually my assumption. Yeah. And then as I, started to talk to him a little bit, it definitely seemed like he had to kind of drag his wife out to the show for being like, hey, I'm a fan of this random South Jersey podcast.
Yeah.
But they were both great. They both had a good time. And
that's great.
Yeah, it was super cool to talk to them and meet them.
That is how it always, no matter what. I'm sure the podcasts that you listen to, even if they are comedy, Sam isn't listening to the same ones.
No, I mean, and usually for a comedy show, it always seems like it's the husband dragging the wife out to the show to be like, no, trust me, this podcast is actually pretty funny. That's usually like how it goes at comedy shows these days is husbands now dragging their wives to see podcasters.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is pretty cool.
But like if he was listening to this program, knows what it's about, is used to the type of content, comes to that show, there isn't going to be anything that is said there that he's going to be like, oh my God, this is not the guy from the podcast.
Yeah, we're exactly how we present.
What you see is what you get, nothing more, nothing less.
That's what I think he can confirm.
Yeah, but on the flip side, when the show that I was at on Friday, that I was on was a animal adoption center in Lindenwold. It was a fundraiser show up in Marlton, and I think the average age was about 65.
Nice, right up your alley.
That is right up my alley. They were hurting for a squirtin', and
And you gave it to him.
Yeah, and oh my God, you would be so livid to know that I mentioned Cherry Hill zip codes during my set.
Jesus Christ.
And I got to tell you, the 4 people that were there from Cherry Hill almost fell out of their seats. Everybody else was kind of puzzled, but
I bet. What a good way to isolate the entire audience by singling out 4 people from a local township.
Now
mentioning their zip code.
I was in the middle of I was in between like a bunch of setups and stuff, and then the punchline. So I was in the middle of it. I already had a place to go. The guy said something about being from Cherry Hill, so then I went into specifics, and I was like, "Well, what
I bet you did.
Zip code are you from?" And like, but then that opened it up as like, "Oh, this guy is from South Jersey." So then after the show, people were coming up. I had a stack of business cards with me that links to the podcast stuff, and Michelle Tomko ran the show. Fantastic shows. If you ever see a Michelle Tomko show, go see it. But she brought me up by saying I'm on the South Jersey Bad Boys. So then people were like, what is that? And then after, they were asking me. And these are
what else? If you don't listen to the pod and the name is South Jersey Bad Boys, people don't really know, like, do we take ourselves actually that seriously? Like, they don't understand that it's like we're completely, ironically joking.
And of course, because it was a fundraiser, I did a pretty clean 12 to 15 minute set.
Sure.
So I could only see the amount of people that were like, oh, I liked him at that show. Let me listen to his podcast. And then they come on and they listen to like our last episode with Matt Byrne, and they're like, my God, what did I get myself into?
Yeah. And then just the amount that you will reference visiting local
municipalities, high school sports. I will say that it did come back around when they got to the raffles, and someone asked I did the raffle pulling.
Yikes!
And there was
wrong guy to ask.
Wrong guy to ask, because
usually comics are like, "Hey, do you mind if I get out of here early?" It's like, I'm actually would be happy to stick around for this.
I'm staying. I'm helping clean up and pack the chairs and tables up after this gig. And there was a fucking what do you call the types of cookers that are big now? The
Mexicans.
Not crock pot. Oh. Not a crock pot, but something like that.
Air fryer.
Air fryer. That's what it was. The lady who I called the right ticket for went ballistic that she won it. And I was like, that's a real South Jersey broad right there that's excited that she just won an air fryer. And she's like, my husband left with the last one I had. And I was like,
don't make this about you, bitch.
So I was like, lady, you sound like a real broad from Voorhees right now. She's like, I fucking live in Voorhees. And the whole place just went,
oh, man.
They're going to have to get a guy on the roof inspecting that place because it blew the fuck off. I mean,
local Danny.
Old local reference Callahan.
Old Danny zip codes.
Talking about 42 exotics and...
old zip code Callahan.
If I could go by the name Zip Code Callahan on Zip Recruiter, we'll really have a business.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're building one zip code at a time. You saw it at the re-up show. We had fans come out.
Yeah.
The army is growing.
Yeah.
Dude. The South Jersey Bad Boys.
We got a bad boy cult going on. Is there a better name for a group of bad boys?
Yeah, like what's a name for like an army cult that maybe starts with a B?
Battalion, the Bad Boy Battalion.
South Jersey Bad Boy Battalion.
It's a mouthful, but I like Bad Boy Battalion.
Bad Boy Battalion.
The Bad Boy Battalions, yeah. Man Your Battle
Battalion
Stations
is growing.
Yeah,
I like it.
And when we say man your battle stations, that means mount the closest living thing. Yeah. I mean, that's what I say at least. But
right. So what else is crapping in my man?
What else is crapping in? Couple of nice shows there that we had. You want to? I got a couple of local news articles here we could dive into.
Let's dive in, baby.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard this, but there is a new New Jersey bill that is seeking to completely ban smoking in Atlantic City casinos.
Really?
Governor Murphy has said that if the bill makes it to his desk, he is going to sign it. Which would be the end of an era of where else can we possibly have left to smoke indoors?
I was just about to say that really is the only thing that AC has going for it is being able to smoke indoors.
Yeah.
That's why I would like to go. It's like it's one of the few places left where you could just rip a cig.
Yeah.
Rip a stick indoors.
Yeah, I love doing that there. You can sit on a roulette table and just blow smoke everywhere.
I love the smell of cigarettes. Like an indoor cigarette, my grandmom used to smoke in the house, and it just brings me back, dude.
It does, especially in some of those old school South Jersey living rooms that had the wood panels on the side.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The smoke like stuck to that.
We used to smoke in the house in college, and it was great, dude.
Oh, shit. Were you guys ripping American Spirits?
Yeah. Yep, ripping American Spirits, Marlboro Lights, for the most part, and just ripping them inside, and couldn't breathe, and it just felt good.
It just felt like you were home, right?
It felt free.
It did. I think one of the worst things that like laws that have gone into place in the last few decades has been banning smoking, not only in bars but hospitals as well. It's kind of
airplanes. Bring it back.
Yeah, we got to bring it back. We tried bringing it back slightly by allowing vapes on airplanes, but now that's a problem too, because these fucking.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Obama, as well. I mean. No one can even fucking huff a vape, or I got in trouble for doing a whippet on a Spirit Airlines flight. I mean, what's the problem?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, cool your jets.
Cool your jets and trying to fly high on this fucking thing.
Yeah, my God, the guy's just trying to be, in the spirit.
Yeah, we're just trying to be a couple of bad boys, so I think that'd be a bad boy move of the week.
You think Spirit Airlines would maybe encourage that, just to, have some in-flight entertainment.
Yeah, the in-flight entertainment on Spirit is just watching the people fight.
Yeah.
Who needs a TV on the back of your headrest?
Yeah, you're gonna see a fight on this flight, so don't worry about the Wi-Fi password. You're gonna be fully entertained.
Yeah. Did you see the video of a couple of weeks ago, a woman just pissing in the aisle on Spirit Airlines?
Oh my God, no.
Oh, this was a hefty broad too. She looked like she was packing some heat from Maple Shade, and she just dropped these fucking. She dropped
some shade on them.
Yeah, she dropped some shade on them. That's right. She was athletic enough to do a little bit of a squat. She was nice enough to squat so she didn't piss on herself. Oh. But she's just in the aisle and she says, "I'm sorry, everybody," and she just
Ew, what do you mean? She pulled it open?
She pulled her leggings down and then just pulled some stuff to the side and just started ripping one. And I don't know why.
Ripping one, was it coming out like a fire hose?
It was a slight dribble.
Okay.
And it kind of looked like a leaky faucet into a water main break real fast.
Did she have an explanation? Could she just not get to the bathroom in time?
That's the problem with this. And if anybody gets in one of these situations, number one, make sure you're filming horizontally, although it's a problem.
Yeah, that's the first priority.
Yeah, that is number one. But outside of that, you got to add context to it, because a lot of these videos start in the middle of the conflict. They don't get what happened, what led up to it. Because not everyone is filming all the time. Right. It was tough to decipher what happened before or why she couldn't go into a bathroom. If I could guess, it's one of those really strict Spirit Airlines flight attendants who's probably pulling in 30 G's a year and has the authority to tell people flight attendants have the legal authority, you have to obey them.
Right.
So they tell her, you can't go in the bathroom right now, and this lady's probably like, I gotta fucking piss, and she's like, no. So then she just got up and pissed in the fucking aisle.
God.
Yeah. So I mean, I've seen a lot worse pissing incidents, but that one was tied to a Spirit Airlines flight.
It's tough on a flight because you were stuck in the air with a
bunch of degenerates
with whatever smell. That's why people get pissed if you bring something smelly to eat, if you're farting on the airplane, because you're stuck with that smell in the air and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, you're trapped.
If you're gonna pull your pussy lips to the side and just just take a squirt, now I'm gonna be a little upset.
Yeah, yep. And then an all-out brawl might ensue. But then who's gonna be stopping who? The 5'2" flight attendant? It's like
right. And then you still gotta land, so you still got some. You still gotta put up with it.
Yeah, and then I'm sitting there ready to go on my honeymoon in a Spirit Airlines flight, and I'm considering whether or not I try and tackle the woman that's pissing, and she's also built like Jeremiah Trotter.
Right.
So I'm not fucking with that.
No.
How do you approach that situation?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that you try to upgrade to first class, and
I mean,
even first class of Spirit, that's
you're still sitting next to the bathroom in the front row.
Yeah, it's like sitting in the front row of the bus.
Front row of the Greyhound.
You don't
bus.
get much better.
You just get a little further away from the smell of the back of the plane. That's all. Yeah, and it's been a while since I've had to tackle abroad that mid piss, but at least in that situation, there was more room. It was at an East Stroudsburg sorority party. So it was, but last winter was crazy for me. But, you know what pisses me off about sitting in the front row in those cheap airlines?
Speaking of pissing off.
Yeah, you know what really grinds my gears? Lucy, what are you doing over there?
Okay.
Come here. On Frontier, I upgraded my ticket one time to sit in the front row because you get extra leg room.
Sure. Final
right.
Frontier.
Yeah, exactly. If my Final Frontier is going to be going down on a Frontier flight over the Caribbean, that's what it's going to be on. Okay. When you get in there, and I had a personal item, I didn't check a bag, I didn't have a carry-on. You have a personal item in your backpack.
Yep.
You know how typically you put it under the seat in front of you?
Yeah.
But now you're in the front row. There's no seat in front of you.
Right.
But you can't put it above you either, because people that
put it under your seat, or there's no room.
No, there's no room because the people behind you put their shit under your seat.
Right.
So I got on, and there was a bunch of people that already boarded, and the flight attendant on this trip back in September was like, "You have to put it over top," and I'm like, "Yeah, but the next row that I could put it in is in row 10. I'm in the first row." I was like, "I'm gonna have to get up and fight my way 10 rows back."
Defeats the purpose of being in the front row.
I was like, "What did I upgrade for?" And her response was like, "Yeah, you just got to get really creative about how you get back there." I was like, "Do you want me to start pissing in the fucking aisle? Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, what do you mean? You want me to...
I literally had to time it to where we land and they didn't put the seatbelt sign on yet. As soon as it goes, I already have it off, but I'm running back 10 rows. And the amount of people that are up in the aisle less than 2 seconds.
Oh, it drives you crazy.
I'm like, you're on a Frontier flight. You didn't have money to upgrade to that, but like you got an important business meeting to get to? Like, what the fuck?
Obviously, everyone thinks this, everyone talks about, but it apparently still needs to be said, because to your point, everyone does it every fucking flight. So everyone stands up, and it's like, if everybody just went in line, this whole thing's gonna go faster. If you just let each row come out. Yeah, and you always have those assholes that get up real quick and they try to beat everyone to it, and it drives you fucking crazy. You're like, "Hey, buddy, sit the fuck down. Let the people go in an orderly fashion in front of you. Yeah, and this will all go faster. This will all go smoother."
These are just mouth breathing people that like I can't believe that
they think that the rules don't apply to that. It's like the people that they go they go on the side of the highway. If there's traffic, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to sit in this." You're like, "Yeah, nobody does, but you gotta fucking wait."
Yeah, and that's why any chance I get, I just chuck a handful of nails out of my car onto the shoulder. Yeah. Sometimes I've seen ambulances get flat tires, but a lot of the times it's a guy in a Dodge Charger trying to cut traffic. That's right. That's where it's worth it.
Yeah, throw out your personal spike system.
Yeah. I got my own spike strip in the back of my car, and it's just a bunch of stapled together nails. Yeah. So now going back to the smoking ban. Yep. How do you think we should address the protests that are going to ensue? That if Governor Murphy signs this into law, I feel like we should show up with a few cases of Virginia Slims and just start ripping it in casinos.
Yeah.
If there's like a day, the last day that you can smoke in a casino, legally speaking, of course, I'm going to take advantage.
It would be the best thing to protest too. Like, there's so many obviously more important things that people protest. They're like, for human trafficking and stuff like that. And we're just out there ripping sticks. Like, this is where we draw the line.
This is where I
ain't letting this fucking happen.
And the line is between outside the casino and in, and we just have a lit cigarette, we step on, and then we go out. Yep. The types of people that would show up to this protest are scary folks.
Yeah.
It's like 80-year-old women that have been smoking a pack a day since the 20s, and now they're just like, "Yep, this is where I draw the line."
AC is such a shithole anyways. You could literally fucking bomb it and nobody would even know. Like, the fact that that this is even really a priority that they're concerned about. It's like, do you guys have other bills that you should be kind of concerned about and addressing at this point? Who gives a fuck what goes on in Atlantic City? Nobody.
The problem in Atlantic City is that there are people smoking in the casinos. Yeah. There are people smoking crack on the boardwalk, but...
Again, that's the only attraction they have, is that you could smoke indoors there.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that brings in the tourists.
Yeah, what would be left if you can't smoke in the casinos? What reason would you have to go there? You can gamble on your phones now. That's sitting in a casino. You can't smoke. I mean, now eventually they're gonna say no drinking.
Yeah, it's strictly for like club rats, bachelor and bachelorette parties, and just fucking losing all your money on gambling.
Yeah. Oh, what a sad.
And that's it. And that's fine. Just keep it, leave it at that.
Yeah. And I just didn't think Atlantic City could be more of a sad state of affairs. But telling me that I can't smoke my annual cigarette inside of an Atlantic City casino, I mean, now I constantly am getting barraged with
it. It ain't right, dude.
It ain't right.
I don't like anything about that.
Now, we will be holding a live podcast from Atlantic City Casino if they pass this bill, and we have one day left to smoke, and it's going to be a smoking podcast on a boardwalk.
Yeah.
I will file the permits, and we'll be there.
Damn right.
I got one other local story here as well. Lawmaker wants New Jersey to count the potholes. Apparently, New Jersey ranks among the worst states in the country for potholes, 9th in the state to be exact, and there is no information about potholes that are required to be in the reporting system. So basically...
How do they rank these? You just have one guy driving across the country. It's like... Mark that down. Another one in Jersey.
No, another one. They just drive every single road in New Jersey. Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, yeah, for sure the potholes are horrible.
I thought 9th was pretty low. I thought we were going to be top 5.
Yeah. Who's number 1? Does it say?
I don't know. Let me go see.
Philly's got to be up there.
Philly should be its own state inside of there.
Philly's
to be honest.
one big pothole.
Yeah. It doesn't say.
If Philly's not top 5, I would be shocked. Philly's worse than New York.
Yeah, and I think it's got to be a lot of the northeastern states because they make a good point. Because of the climate we have in New Jersey, our roads are susceptible to these potholes. Basically, they
so many in the Northeast though. You don't see that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, maybe it's just not allocating the right tax dollars. I don't know. It might go over a little.
I mean, what they're doing with the tax dollars in Philadelphia, like God knows where the fuck any of that money's going, because that city is running itself. I mean, it's run by the fucking people on motorcycles. No one gives a fuck what is happening there anymore.
I guess how they're getting this data is filing claims with the state when they damage their vehicle from a pothole or like insurance claims or something. I think that's how they build all this up.
I mean, how many times have you drilled a fucking pothole, fucked up your tire, just never... I've never reported something like that.
No.
You know, granted, I probably should, but there's so many people that I'm sure do not report that.
And when you're driving drunk in the dark, you just don't know how many potholes you hit.
Yeah, it could have been a body.
It could have been a woman.
Man,
I don't know.
A huge pothole. It really screamed too. Anyways, we're joking.
Yeah, we're joking here.
Joking you.
It's
a comedy podcast. Loosen the fuck up, dude.
Talking about potholes here in state legislation. That was our local news for the week. Most of the New Jersey local news is just like politicians being corrupt, or
I would love to see what they're actually like working toward of like bills that are being signed and stuff like that in Jersey.
That's what you got going on right there. You got Atlantic City banning smoking, and we got to fill these fucking potholes.
Yeah.
And we're going to hire a bunch of mobsters to do it. We're going to pay under the table. They're going to be very corrupt businessmen. Yeah, and we're going to...
When is governors up for re-election? When are governors up for re-election?
I couldn't tell you whether governors...
Is there a term limit 4 years? How does it work?
I think...
Who would know this stuff? Where can we find this out?
Who the fuck would do... We need a political correspondent calling into this show.
Should we call our Lindenwald lawyer?
I mean, we could try calling her.
I mean, not right
lawyer.
now. I'm just saying in general, when we have stuff that come up, maybe that's our best point of contact.
Yeah, that's our best point. That's the only guy that I would trust to know the law. He does a lot of family and domestic disturbances, but I mean, where else to get that type of information from? The guy that's in the trenches of the court system.
Yeah. I love the picture that we have of him, the Lindenwald lawyer.
Oh, yeah, the real fucking just ratty. That was a headshot that he took when he worked as a janitor. Yeah. And we just carried that over to his law firm. Yeah. Real lawyer, by the way.
It looks like one of Rick Adana's old headshots. Which, by the way, we got to have him on. We've been going back and forth with him.
Yeah.
That's our schedules have not aligned.
They have not aligned and have not been in synergy with one another.
Our schedules have not aligned.
We got to get bad boy Rick Adana in here, though.
Ricky.
True dad.
Dad.
He had a dry bar special to come out recently.
Yeah, that's why we were going to have him on to promote that, which obviously we still will. But I got to check that out, dude. Love Slick Adana.
Old Slick Adana did a dry bar special, very clean comedy, but we get him on here and we'll take him down a few notches, get a little raunchy with old Ricky.
Slick Adana, baby.
Slick Adana, a little slippery tyke that he is. Tyke is a word that I feel like should not be used. I know,
you threw that out there and I was like, whoa, hang on a second.
Whoa, careful.
I think you got away with that one, but it seems like that's getting away with one.
Yeah, it almost does. I feel like I am getting away with it, but I'm going to hold on to it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll ride it out. We'll see how close I can come.
Again, feel like you're getting away with one there.
Yeah, we're going to get away with a lot at that South Jersey karaoke bar, though. I tell you.
Dude, it's a good idea.
Just wait till we start money laundering in that place.
Oh, yeah.
We can do a car wash out back, too, by the way.
Okay.
But, and you know the thing that came to mind while we've been discussing? That feels like remember Rock Band, the game?
Yes.
Where you actually got a drum set and a fake guitar. It feels like it would be the live version of that with a focus on singing and not playing an instrument.
True, but the only difference being everyone else in the band knows how to play really well. When you're playing that game, not everyone's good at the drums, or that you have a full legit band who's like, we're gonna play this song perfectly, and then you're just going to sub in as the lead singer.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I remember when Rock Band incorporated a singing aspect into it with one of their later releases. It was kind of tough because it would just judge your pitch that you were on, not really the words. But I love how many families the game Rock Band broke up around the holidays.
Yeah.
You remember when those games were first starting to come out big on Xbox and PlayStation?
Yeah. Some dad's like, nice vibrato, buddy.
But then other ones, you got someone's grandpa in there who hasn't played the drums since the 60s. He's so off tune, and it's just like fucking people losing their minds.
Yeah. To your point, it was very hard to kind of, be in tune there and make it work. It was fun. It was more so with the instruments.
It was fun while it lasted for these people's Rock Band careers as well as their marriages. My Aunt Kelly couldn't play the fucking bass to save her life.
Guitar Hero was fucking sweet.
Guitar Hero, that's what the original one was. Then it formed into Rock Band.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, I gotta find. I don't have the old drum set around, but I would kill on easy on that game.
Guitar Hero was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was weird because it didn't, obviously didn't play like people got so goddamn good at that and did not know how to play guitar.
Yeah.
It would have been really cool, and they probably did do this if they figured out a way to make a video game that just taught you with a real guitar, because kids were incredible at that because it was a video game. But I'm like, if you could actually sub this in to be a real instrument and that could teach you how to play, that'd be pretty cool.
Because the thing that was missing was you were just pressing the buttons.
Just pressing buttons.
And I think those types of games started. You remember the DDR dance game, Dance Dance Revolution on the boardwalk? They had it in Ocean City, and there was like grown men that were so into it. They had to hold the bars behind them, and they were just dancing like this.
Yeah.
And
I was the best. Remember Swartzen and Grandma's Boy?
Yeah, just like that.
Oh, sorry. Did I beat it? New high score. What does that mean? Did I break it? He's like, okay, I guess I'll give it a shot. One of the best scenes of all time.
Yeah. Now, that exact game, DDR kind of fed into Guitar Hero. Then it was Rock Band.
That's true. That the DDR was kind of the OG of those games.
Just you have to, the hand-eye coordination with hitting it at the right time, and then it got into like a music sync. And now we're going to bring it all back full circle to where we have a live band there.
I remember my girl cousins, they used to have like DDR. We'd go over for like family parties and stuff, and you'd have to act like you didn't want to play or you weren't even good at it. You're like, well, how do you even do this thing? And then you're really on there. You're really trying. Really fucking trying. Because you wanted to play so bad. It was so much fun.
And they bring out that little like plastic mat that you have to dance on. Yeah. It's like, that didn't register my right foot.
Yeah, this is so stupid. You guys do this all day. Could you put on Hit Me Baby One More Time? Yeah, that was a fun game, dude.
And then you don't hit a perfect note, and then it fucks up your entire rhythm. If I missed one note, I was all fucking out of whack, and I was done for.
Yeah, I bet, dude. I would not peg you as a guy with great footwork.
No, I've definitely been called a guy that they would want to peg, but just leave it at that.
There it is.
There he is, old Zip Code Callahan with another.
Cali.
Yeah, we'll stamp that one into the post office in Willingboro, New Jersey. I got another article here. This is a good one. Slappy Meals. Servers hit customers hard in the face at a bizarre restaurant in Japan.
Really?
Yeah, so patrons at an eatery called...
Suck me sideways. Sign me up.
Sign me up for this shit.
This is how people got to get off nowadays. You're like, when I go to a restaurant, I need to be fucking smacked in the face to feel something.
Well, especially in Japan, all their porn is blurred. So, like, what does a guy got to do? They go to a live eatery and they're like, hey, could you just smack me around a bit?
Yeah. That would be a hit in America.
Yeah, it would be. It would be literally a hit. We should bring that to the karaoke bar.
There we go. Maybe that's our idea.
That's the unique selling proposition.
That's our Pokemon sort of thing. We're going to steal from Japan, bring it over here. It's going to be a huge hit.
Yeah, and you got to throw a fucking...
Smack 'em restaurants.
Yeah, you got to throw a master ball at us, and we're going to slap you in the face.
That's right.
Yep. Now, this eatery in Japan is called Shakahayahoya in Japan.
Is that the official pronunciation?
That's how I pronounced it. It's got a dash in the middle there, so I wanted to be respectful to the culture.
Of course. Careful, Dan.
In Nagoya, Japan, you can pay a waitress to slap you in the face. A recent video that went viral. Guess how much it costs to have this done? U.S. dollars.
$30?
No. Let's see. Go a little higher or a little lower, and I'll tell you the answer after that.
Wait, so do I go a little higher or a little lower?
It's not $30, but do you think it's more or less?
More?
No, dude, it's $2
Really?
to have a kimono wearing stone faced woman slap you in the face over and over again. Some will give you backhanded slaps too.
Wow, and just in the face, like they're not
Yeah, just in the face. It's all they do.
smack you on the ass or anything.
No, just in the face. Now, little inside baseball here. You don't actually have to go to Japan to get slapped in the face while eating dinner. You could do that at my house upstairs at my dinner table.
You piss off the hibachi chef enough, you can get that going for free.
Yeah, especially when the hibachi chef is your bitch wife, and I'm like, I want a fucking onion stack on this plate. Yeah, and then she just doesn't get the fire lit enough.
Right.
Yeah, so I get slapped in the face.
No more sake. Smack him right in the face.
So, yeah, the waitresses will sometimes strike the diner so hard that they're knocked out of their seats. One man was wheeled out before a line of the patron striking waitresses who bowed before, taking turns clipping him around the ear.
Let's go.
And then patrons like it so much that they thank their assailants for their violent service. So,
Okay.
it's been running strong.
Japan getting freaking on it.
They've been doing it since 2012, and it's become so popular that they had to hire waitresses specifically to slap people to meet demands.
Wow.
Damn.
And I wonder if they have specific training where they're like, look, you don't want to go too hard, you don't want to go too soft. This is a happy medium.
Could you imagine the HR training for that place?
Or imagine the guy who, like, how they train. You just have one dummy guy who's like, can we bring in Jeff? And he just sits there and just gets, okay, now, you take your turn just smacking somebody right in the face.
Yeah, but that adult man looks a lot like me, wearing like an adult Depends, and that's it. And I'm just there to get slapped around in training.
Yeah.
I would do it.
I bet you would.
That training video would have to. I had to sit when I worked at Wawa, go through the training there, and it was all just like animated videos with an HR person, like, and then you do this, and then make sure you do this for safety.
Yeah,
But
I gotta imagine their HR department's a goddamn nightmare. People complaining, getting smacked too hard. Jesus Christ.
getting smacked. Now, the only close thing I've seen to that in the U.S. are those hurricane shots. You ever see those on video online?
Hurricane shots.
It's like people I've seen in bars will get a hurricane shot where what they do, you take a shot of something and then they throw water in your face, and while you're getting thrown water in your face, you get slapped across the face.
No, I haven't seen that. That's in America?
They do that at random bars, touristy locations. It's in Florida a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
I forget. I don't know what the shot is, but they will then throw water in your face and slap the shit out of you.
Well, when I have to take a shot, that's kind of how I have to take it. So I actually would appreciate that because I hate taking shots. So it's like throw some water in me on my face and smack me around a bit just to go,
Yeah.
just to get through it.
Yeah, actually, I didn't realize that or think about that. It probably does take the taste out of your mouth real quick.
Yeah, I think that's probably why they started it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, I'm going to need some help sucking this down. Throw some water in my face and give me a good smacker.
Smackaroo right in the face. Yeah. That's a good bit. I mean, it's another, we're talking all business models here. I think that should be brought to South Jersey.
Yeah.
I got a couple more here. We got a few minutes left here. And then can get on with it. I enjoyed this one personally. A 10-year-old boy has called on Apple. This is actually making its rounds in the news quite a bit. He's calling on Apple to redesign the offensive nerd emoji. Apparently, I didn't know this, but the nerd emoji on your phone, like the little smiley with the glasses on it? It's actually called the nerd emoji inside of there. So this 10-year-old kid found the current emoji offensive, insulting due to its portrayal of prominent front teeth, and saying we want to change this, and they're making it horrible for people that wear glasses. Saying that they shouldn't call it a nerd emoji. And you know who the type of person that would come out to speak about this shit? Fucking nerd.
Yeah, what else are we supposed to call it, dude?
Yeah, he said that he redesigned the emoji and he pitched it to Apple, and he said that they should call it the genius emoji. Now, in one vein,
either way, can we still make fun of them?
Yeah, all the geniuses now. I mean, look at any genius today. I mean, we know so many of them in the area, both nationally, locally. Got a lot of prominent geniuses, and I think they all still get made fun of quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm just rattling off the top of my head. You got Joe Biden, Bob Menendez, Elon Musk. I mean, just geniuses that haven't been able to escape any assault. Chris Collinsworth is another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in one vein he goes, I don't want to call it the nerd emoji, but we're going to call it geniuses. It's like, why don't you just pat yourself on the back a little bit harder?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't know. That's so dumb. That's so dumb.
There's a lot of emojis that we could probably. I don't
We're
know.
gonna call it the genius emoji because I wear glasses and I'm not a nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have glasses on too. Have you ever been called a nerd because you wear glasses? Because this kid said it offends everybody that wears glasses.
Yeah, only by my mom. But no, yeah. I mean, I only wear glasses when I have to fucking read. You know?
Now, if we're going to take emojis really literally, what I would do is let's change the common portrayal of the eggplant emoji as one's penis, because that's offensive to Irish guys like me, where we're not really clocking in the eggplant category.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
we get half a celery stick.
Yeah, can we get a little
rebranding?
Can we get a little French fry in there? And
can we get a baby carrot, perhaps?
Yeah.
Not all of us have eggplants.
Yeah, let's change that as well. Not many people really are in the realm of calling their ass a peach. You see the peach that looks really supple, you want to bite into it.
Yeah, but I think that we took liberties with that, and we appointed those.
Yeah.
The butt cheek and the penis.
The penile, yeah.
Representatives.
Yeah. I'm still going to call on Apple to change it.
Yeah, well, give them your stuff, dude.
I'm going to give them
your stuff. Zip code Callahan.
I'm gonna send them in and be like, listen, the eggplant emoji cannot be commonly referred to as a penis. Take a look at mine. Yeah. I'm just sending dick pics printed out in the mail to Tim Cook.
As you should.
Yeah. What else can we do in this economy? I'll get one last one here. A hospital worker who had sex with more than 100 corpses over 15 years went undetected due to serious failures. This is a guy who is already serving a life sentence for double homicide from 1987, but they found out that he had sex with more than 100 corpses before he was put in prison for a double homicide.
Okay, he was working at the hospital?
He was working at the hospital, and he entered into the hospital. They gave a number here. Here's what this guy looks like.
In case... Oh, my God, dude. He looks like a fucking corpse.
Yeah. In case you needed any confirmation that this guy definitely is a creep, here's what it was. An electrician who would occasionally have to perform maintenance on the refrigeration system in the mortuary. He routinely entered the department as many as 444 times in 1 year, was not questioned by anybody why he was going into that part of the mortuary.
440 times?
400,
at least multiple times a day.
On average, more than once a day was going into this area as an electrician, and no one bothered to ask, why do you go in there twice a day?
Also, did they get to the point where they're like, hey, yeah, the work is done. We don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
How much what kind of excuses? I mean, no one even asked him, but if somebody did, I think he would have an excuse built up. But then you go in there so many times, it's like, oh, fucking Frank isn't going to ask me why I'm going in here. I've been going in here twice a day for a year.
Oh, my God.
And excuses like, yeah, it's on the fritz. The freezer in here, it's on the fritz. I got to stabilize you just make up a bunch of words.
Yeah.
But, I mean, these guys are awfully shifty.
How did they catch him?
They had a report that was done. It's a pretty lengthy piece here. Let me see if they figured out how they found it.
Pretty lengthy piece. Something they never say about your penis.
He was later convicted of murder, finally had his necrophilia spree uncovered in 2020 when police used DNA tied to him in the 1987 slayings of two women. During the investigation, they discovered millions of images of sexual abuse in his home. These images included videos of him having sex with dead bodies of women.
Oh, my God.
In the hospitals. And this is a British guy, by the way. This isn't a South Jersey guy. This is an American. We're pretty big pieces of shit over here, but not like a Brit with a fucked up smile like this guy. I mean, Jesus
Christ.
So,
I mean, fucked up about the most disgusting people of all time.
The British or this guy in particular?
Both. The combo of the two. But yeah, the pedophiles, the necrophiliacs, they always get caught because they tape themselves.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
I don't know. But I mean, I guess they're sick enough to be doing that they like to, I don't know.
They want to get caught? Is that the thing?
I think they probably just watch it back. Like,
yeah, they film it. But I mean, he had millions. They said millions of photos and videos.
Well, I guess again, this is trying to get in the mind of a fucking serial killer.
Yeah.
But you can't exactly be Google searching some of that stuff. So maybe they think, hey, I got to make my own tapes here.
Yeah.
Take my own photographs.
Yeah.
God, that is fucking despicable.
If you got to do something, you got to do it right. You got
Way
to
to
do
end on a positive note.
It is. The positive story that you can take from this is that if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
I have no idea what that means.
Just like, he couldn't solicit other work, and he was just like, listen, there's nowhere I can find millions of these types of photos and videos, so I'm just going to do it myself. I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it the way I want. And this guy took the liberty to do it, and he's been in prison since before we were born, so at least that's good.
Fucking rocked in there. Did you see that Derek Chauvin got stabbed 22 times in prison?
22?
Yeah.
Is he still living?
Still alive, apparently.
Holy shit.
Apparently in stable condition.
Damn, what was he getting stabbed with? A plastic spork or something?
I don't know. Little shank, little self-made
little
shank.
Shanky shank?
Suppose. I'm not sure what he got stabbed with, but yeah, 22 times.
Damn.
Somebody got that piece of shit.
Damn, I would imagine he's not the most popular guy in the cafeteria come lunchtime.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, apparently not. 22
Yeah.
times.
You know what? Whoever did that, I'm sure they got caught in prison. They probably got added on time to their sentence. But for somebody like him, now that he has that, like, he's a known, like, victim of this stuff, he's probably going to be put in solitary away from everybody. Like,
yeah, I don't know what they do with those guys. Like, after an incident like that, or do they put them away for a certain amount of time while they recuperate, and then they toss them back in with the wolves?
Back in the gem pop.
You hope certain dudes get fucked up like that,
like Jeffrey Dahmer, for example.
Yeah,
it's often believed that everybody cleared that room with the guy that ended up killing him in prison. That it was.
I'm sure that happens often.
Yeah, and it was in the series that they did on Netflix.
Yeah,
and they showed how he was just alone in this room, and that guy just brought out like a bat or a pipe or something and just basically beat. And the cops, the security guards were just like, we're not getting involved.
Yeah, I bet you there's situations too where certain people come in with crimes that are so horrific that it's the guards or whoever kind of band together and they go, look, like with a person like this, we're gonna look the other way if you guys want to fuck this person up.
Yeah. Now, would you, obviously, I think the easy choice for anybody that's in prison, get put out of your misery. You don't have to spend the rest of your life in prison. You just get killed there. But, like, for the victim side of things, like, would you want to see them, like, if somebody, like, you wanted to go to prison that were tied to a crime with you or whatever, you'd want to see them rot in there until they're, like, die in their 80s.
So, yeah, I think that's the easy way out if they kind of get
killed, right?
If they get killed or they kill themselves, it's like justice. I feel like I've seen enough true crime documentaries where the family's victim or the victims' families, they always tend to feel that they don't get justice when that happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Tough to say.
It is tough because then you got to be like, well, the amount of money and support and resources that are going towards those people if they live in prison forever, because now they can get like degrees in jail and stuff. And
yeah, and you don't want to see somebody turn it around and pretend that that they're a different person now. I mean, I'm sure that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Unless, who knows? Unless depends on the crime and the situation and all of that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I can understand the point of not wanting them to get the easy way out, because it's like you put us through suffering for the rest of our lives, and now you're done. You only went to prison for what, 5 days, and then somebody gets knocked out. So I could see that. I think you want them to kind of stay in there for the long run. Yeah,
that's probably the best scenario to take out of that. So
yeah. Alrighty.
All right. Well, I mean, we had a great conversation about prison reform while covering some local news. And this is why fans that come out to the re-up shows, they stick around. They are fans of us for life. So what else you got going on coming up here? You want to...
I will be at Punchline this weekend.
Ooh,
I'm opening for Eric D'Alessandro.
Oh,
yeah. First time working with him. I know he's got a huge following, super funny guy. I'm very excited to be working with him. And that's really it for now. And then I got some stuff coming up, that I'll talk about, next pod.
And we got to get Marky Mark on here before we do that Ready, Set, Joke show with him in January.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be doing, that's in, I think, Glenside, maybe, I think is where it is.
Glenside.
But either way, we'll have him on there. That'll be an interesting improv-y type of show.
Yeah.
And then on my end, it's just a Lindenwold Moose on the 16th. Let's get out.
Baby.
Let's pack the moose out and get some busts on the wall. Yeah. We'll see you later.